good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream and welcome to YouTube. I was actually planning on doing it on Twitch, and then last moment I decided, nope, I'm doing this on YouTube. So I've got Uncle John with me. Thank you, Uncle John, for joining me.
Good afternoon, all. Enjoy the flight.
Yeah, thank you.
Good afternoon
Yeah,
to you.
Uncle John flew 4 flights today. He says he's had enough. Hey, Uncle John.
Absolutely, I'm shattered. So much so, I fell asleep for about an hour and a half.
Okay. Hello, Steele. Good morning to you, sir. Well, let's get going. I haven't done much. I'm going to start my VA client and get this chrono running. Yes, I know I've got my 20 minutes. I'm just taking it easy. So, let's get the lowdown. We're going to be flying from Gdansk to Copenhagen, and that is our plan. 146 passengers, 2.3 tons on the extra cargo on top of our baggage. And that's it. Let's get planning.
Is extra baggage anything to do with graphics cards?
Nothing, sir. The graphics cards is on your aircraft. I didn't opt for that one. I didn't buy into that yet.
Uh,
Yeah, that business still runs on your side only. I'll buy shares in that when I get there.
I was thinking about the RTX cards.
Yeah, I know, and I know. I don't think I've actually got it. Let me just check. I don't think I've got it. I know exactly what you're referring to. Nope, no, I don't have it, Uncle John.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you're dealing with the correct catering company, mind.
Yeah. No. My loyalty is with you. You know that.
Yes, you, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, Noz. What do you mean my Zibo looks like what? I don't understand. What are you referring to? What's different in my Zibo to what you can see on your Zibo? What did I change? Oh, beautiful. The Avid tab's white. Oh well, yeah, that's been custom made for me. This George on Discord, yeah, made it custom for me. Put my logo on there. Also, the holder at the back, it's got the logo on, so it's custom made for me. If you read, if you know, now I'm not even showing you this. Let's get there. Let's get there. So there's my logo, and then let's get this off here. There's the schematics on the holder. If you go to the org, there is a download um, that you can get either a white or a golden bezel. All right. So this obviously it's not custom made for me. You can't get this one, but you can go find the default white, plain white one. It's on the org. If you read my Zibo install guide, almost at the end of the guide, second last page or something, you'll see the download link as well for the white and the gold one. It's in the manual, so follow the link below the video. When you click on show more, just below the video, go find my private hangar / OneDrive, go into it, explain 11, Zibo folder, look for my Zibo install guide, download it, it's right there at the back. And hello Krister, welcome. Yeah, it's similar to VATSIM, you just don't have ATC. So the reason we're doing it is to just get the guys familiar with multiplayer first, then we'll start some training. And after the training is done, we'll do some more training, take them to VATSIM, and then introduce them to the ATC stuff on VATSIM. But Everest Cloud is literally just for us to get the guys tame, just to get them into the mood of flying online. And still, sorry, I missed your comment there. You got your first approach, excellent and great landing. Happy with that. Excellent. Yeah, keep on practicing. Look, I don't get full stars every landing and every approach either. Time of day, you can hear I'm yawning here in the background. It's been a hard day for me, man. I'm trying to relax now. I put in a lot of hours at work, so I'm kind of tired, and who knows, you know, when you're tired and when you have a lapse in concentration, you know, bad things happen on the landing and the approach, but when you're fresh, you know, you can do it better. We all get days like that, you know. Don't take it too seriously, man. It's there for you to enjoy, not to, you know, become a job as such.
Mr. McTryan suffers from tiredness quite often lately.
He doesn't really, Uncle John. You know what the thing with Mac is? He's changed his day and night around. So he sounds tired when we're awake, but it's just because of shift changes. Hey, Mac, how are you?
Something like that. Maybe I'm not awake yet, John.
Yes, that.
Not a bit of a disastrous flight last night, and I didn't go to sleep well when I did go to bed.
Well, it's like Nico says, you've changed your shift patterns. You work nights now.
I always did have a preference for working nights, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. I'm much more productive during the night, much more when I'm fresh.
Not only that, you could get on and do the job. You didn't have the normal day managers.
No phones ringing, no faxes going, no messaging.
Right, we are going to have to go back to SDKP now. All right, so we
Anyway,
are.
hopefully you're both well.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All
Oh,
good, Mac.
Nico, I don't know what you have planned for this trip.
It's
Anything
just a
in
normal flight.
particular?
No, I just want to relax a bit. I'm pushed.
No, that's fair comment. But
Yeah, why?
perhaps
What?
could you do something to clarify whether there is a problem? Could you do a save
Okay, yeah, we can
situation?
do. Just remind me. Please remind me. Because I saw on the forum somebody was complaining it's not saving. So then we can run through that again. I mean, me and Zibo spent hours and hours and hours on it.
I
And
know.
unless
That's what I'm
there's a
saying.
spelling mistake, it should work. You know, unless there's a
That's
code
right.
issue.
But I thought it would be handy to just
Yeah,
clarify whether it is or isn't a problem currently without
yeah.
messing up what you're trying to do
Oh,
particularly.
of course, of course, of course. Okay, just remind me, Mac.
And also it gives you an opportunity to point out what you need to do though for those that want to
Use it.
implement it and use it.
Yeah. 100%. Hello, Captain Reynolds. I did not forget about you. We were just busy talking there, but welcome, welcome. Oh my goodness. Noz, are you sick or someone else sick and now they're in quarantine? Who's in quarantine? I hope you're okay. Noz, I've got a special place in the whole Zibo team, yes. I work with Zibo. He comes on stream here quite often with me. If you stick around long enough, you can meet him. And I do a couple of other things as well. So, all part of the joy of my flight sim work. So, let's see. We have runway 30 for landing and runway 29 for the takeoff. It's not much wind. Bit of fog. Okay, we'll take it as it comes. Let's have a look. See. Ooh, you know what? I copied this thing so long ago. Maybe it's worthwhile just copying it again. Copy me.
Nos, just that Miko doesn't undermine his contribution. Zibo trusts him now and again to do trial test runs online for beta versions he's proposing to release as future fixes. And he has great faith in Miko's flying abilities.
Christer, okay, I'll double check that. By the way, Mac, you're very soft. I could hear everything you said, but you might just want to eat your mic again or something.
Okay, Nico. I will speak up.
Thank you, sir. One day is one day. I'm gonna send you a FedEx or a UPS package, and you're gonna see it's a new headset. One day is one day.
Still trying to find a headset I like the look of without having to have an old one, version one.
Oh, Mac. You must just get one with a good mic, that's all. Okay, Christer, I see 22 left. Let's actually implement the standard procedures here then. Let us go to Navigraph and get the show on the road. So we're going to say new flight. Gdansk. Yeah. Huh? Right, let's paste this thing in here. Then we can start building it. Then we can go and read all the runway stories and get it going. Ah, okay, okay. I'll have the eggs ready. You must just have the pan ready. I'll chuck them out the window here and you can go have a nice breakfast. Sorry, you're going to be on the same time as me. Well, you can have eggs for dinner, I'm sure. You know, make a special occasion as they fell out of the sky or something.
When you empty the ablutions, can you do it over the water, please, Nico?
Yeah, okay, we can accommodate that, I'm sure. Coffee, barbecue, and breakfast. My friend, as long as you're happy, you can do whatever you want. That's my philosophy today. Just do what you want. You'll be okay. Let's see now. Let's go read up on this interesting story that my friend Christer is now selling me here. Airport. So he says to do left. Okay, makes sense, makes sense. So we have 6 knots. And you say 15. Okay, that sounds reasonable. Let's go read. Runway restrictions. Propeller and turbo aircraft with takeoff weight of and more. Runway 0, 4 and 22 are the preferential runways and shall be used for takeoff and landings to the greater possible extent. Okay. Oh, that's good enough for me. Crosswind component on the preferential runway exceeds 15 knots. Christer, you are a star, man. Okay, well, that settles it. We are then going to set up a landing here for 22 left. Okay, that's good enough for me. CAS transition. Okay, well, while we're building, we will look out for that as well. CAS. TIDVU November. Alright. Okay, and that's got the CAS transition in there. I did notice the word CAS, I did say it. So let's go have a look. See. Oh, it put the thing in there. Right, okay, now, well, we're not going to fly the transition. We're not going to do a teardrop if we don't have to. I don't think that's necessary. So, I mean, that's a straight in. What do you say? I mean, that's kind of counterproductive. It makes more sense if we come from the other side, you know, to fly over there, do maneuvering there, then do a teardrop to come back. This looks perfect to me. Okay, will do, will do, will do. We'll manage the energy there. Right, so got all my goodies set out. Let's copy this quickly. And export. Left. I know what it said earlier. Let's quickly do this. Which flight level did I choose? I know I went hunting for it. Let me just check. Flight plan 260. Generate the plan. That's interesting, Krister.
Good afternoon, gents.
Hello, how are you?
So. Tough time.
Ah. Yeah, I had a doozy of a day myself, so that's why I'm just relaxing a bit with the flight. I hope that's the correct
Ground to cockpit.
direction.
Plan acknowledged.
We'll
Call me
change it
through the
if
menu
we have to.
when we're ready.
Mac,
Yes.
I need to ask you something about the Boeing schematics and stuff, but I need to talk to you off stream afterwards. Can you try and remind me if I forget?
Yeah. There's something I want to talk to you
Okay.
and let you know about as well.
Alright. Hello, Cole. Welcome, welcome. Wow, that's a long flight. Hell of a flight. What aircraft? Ah, you're flying P3D. Ah. Okay, okay. What is our QNH? 1020.
Nico,
Yes, sir.
you can do a big favour for me as well this time round. I'm ready now to start inputting, you know, the descent temperatures.
Okay, okay.
Can you make sure that you have plenty of time to do that so you can show us what you do, where you get it from, etc.?
Of course. We can do that, Uncle John. I just want to force a weather reload here quickly.
Thank you.
Okay, the first thing I want you to look at is this screen as well, because you need to put the winds in going up as well as coming down. It's very important really to have it. You can skip it, but it is rather important.
Okay,
So
I'm watching.
I'm going to show you this as well. So I'm going to open up my SDK piece. You can follow along. Just want to make sure zero fuel weight and takeoff weight is correct. Alright, then we can go. Okay. So,
You flying somewhere?
George, you saying something?
Are you flying somewhere? Are you sharing a screen somewhere we can see?
YouTube. YouTube. I'm on YouTube. Noz, I accepted that request of yours. Alright, while we're waiting for George and so on, let's quickly do this. Select 3.1 on the reserves. Cost index will be 6. Okay. So, George, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Hello, other George. There you go. Alright, there you are. That's the same George. Sorry, it took me a second. Okay, so on screen, you now have the OFP, and it starts at the very top there. It's got your CI, which is the 6 that we put in there. You see that? Right, then over here, it tells us what our flight level is. And if there are any step climbs, it will also list it here for us. We don't have step climbs. We're going straight to flight level 260. So we're going to put in 260. Now, it's asking us for the cruise winds. Now, there are a couple of ways of doing this, okay? And heads up, guys, it's SOP based, and it's also, it depends on what you were trained, okay? So, when you look at your OFP as we have it, you've got average winds there. Now, to make it easy during training, we say to the guys, go use your average winds. Me personally, I also prefer average winds, because there's no point in having a sine wave effect. High, low, high, low, high, low, what for? I mean, there's going to be an average wind. It just makes the calculation so much easier. So we're going to add 302 at 21. And then we need to enter the average ISA. That's the one we're going to enter there. So a P means positive, and then 3. So it's 3. We pop it in there, and that will give us the outside air temperature at top of climb. There's our ISA deviation, and we can execute. So this is going up, going to the top. You got that? Gents, are you ready? Are you okay? Do you understand this? Or must I show you again?
It's that last P3 I don't understand.
That 3 comes from average ISA. It asks you what is your ISA deviation. See, ISA, and all you need to do is find your ISA. There it tells you your ISA. See that?
Okay.
Okay. The ISA will give you the outside air temperature. Right, so that gets calculated for you. You put that in, the Boeing gives you that. Okay, you got it.
You actually type in
Yes.
the P003 and it calculates that for you.
Yeah. Uncle John, you don't actually type in the P003. Look, I'm going to take it out for you, okay? So now it's back to 0. All you do is you put in 3. The P just means it's positive. If it said an M, you would have hit the minus. You see there's a minus on your...
Yeah.
So you put the minus in the 3. But now it's not a minus 3, so all we want to do is we just put the 3, because it says positive. You see, you put it in, and it immediately gives you the outside air temperature. It works it out. It calculates it for you. So you need to worry about your cruise winds, which we use that one for. And then you need to give it the positive 3. See? That's all. And then you execute the page. And this is going to the top, like Krista says, going up. This is about what happens in the cruise. Okay, now on the outside air temperature, you guys know this already. Going to give it 32. I'll take a D-rate 1 and a climb because we want to get there in a hurry. Okay. Let's continue. Flaps 5, and then we just need to go and do the loading quickly. Right, so we need to move it to the back, so we're going to subtract 500 from there, which will then be 687. There we go. Almost as good as perfect. Alright, so that is done. Alright. We can come back here, enter the CG and get the V speeds in place. Right, our runway heading here is 288. MC, it's not possible for me to show you right now. Let's get to the cruise and then I'll show you, because that's also what Uncle John asked me, so then we can show you that as well. It's going to take me 30 minutes to get to the cruise and we'll start doing it immediately. Yeah, sorry, I'm tired. Let's have a look, see. I might have made a mistake, you're right. Just go double check everything quickly. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. CRM, cockpit CRM is very important. 100 kilograms will not break the bank. It didn't change anything. But to be politically correct, you are 100% correct. Sorry. Righto, so trim. set 148. 288. The hell did we say 26? Okay, alright, we need to go, so let's get going. Overhead time. Nice then, not wind on the ground here. Let's get the packs on as well.
Captain Hudson, on the fasten seatbelt sign, we do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until all carrying items are properly put away, all overhead bins are closed, and all passengers are seated.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the flight deck, welcome aboard our flight today. We're wrapping up the final paperwork here to get you on your way momentarily. I want to thank you so much for your company, and we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Again, welcome aboard.
Flight attendants prepare for departure, craft check, and all call, thank you.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engine. Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by. Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Uncle John.
Yes, sir.
I managed to finish the orthos in this area, so you're going to see a spectacular takeoff now.
Watching.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Approaching 29. On runway 29.
Flight Tampa still. That sun is hot. harsh in the eyes, eh?
80 knots.
That is an impressive piece of scenery, I can tell you that. That's a very impressive
E1,
piece
rotate.
of scenery at Copenhagen.
Positive rate.
Gear up. And then we go straight into that sun.
$400. $1,000.
My friend, if you've got the budget, I would highly recommend it. It is so worthwhile. It is absolutely stunning. You'll see when we get there. It is breathtaking. See all those. Yay! I love these guard rays. It's a bit much. I can't tell you when last I had a takeoff or a landing directly into the sun like this. It's a bit harsh, but I love the guard rays. It looks very nice. Gives you that feeling of being blessed.
I'm sure you've got your shades on.
Now I have. Nice tint. Nos, I've assigned your rights on the Discord. You're welcome to join us if you want. This is a relatively short flight, Christer, you're right. That's why once we get to the top of climb, we'll immediately start chatting about the information for the winds in the descent. Guys, I'm going to just keep it simple. We're going to use the SimBrief weather. Now, the SimBrief weather, from what I've tested, okay, and had my eye on, is going to be approximately a half an hour plus your flight time old. Alright, because you obviously create your OFP a few minutes before you actually take off, and you have to take your flight time into account, plus add whatever time difference you have. Once we get to the advanced stuff, I can show you the active sky stuff again, because that's the current weather in active sky, but we'll use the historical weather, so to speak, just to make it easier for you guys to grasp the concept and to learn what you need to do. And like I said, then we'll move on another flight again. We'll go a bit more advanced if you've got active sky. Once I get to about 20,000 feet, I'm going to go for a little bit faster climb. I'll go for max rate just to get to the top a bit sooner. I don't know if you noticed the top of climb is moving. It jumped a bit further, then it's moved back again. It's dynamic. Alright, now one of the things that happens when you fill in the appropriate information, just want to switch to max rate, there we go, now it's going to skyrocket. When we fill in the correct information in the descent planning side of things, it will also move the top of the descent corresponding to the best calculations for the QNH, for example. So it's kind of interesting, very nice detail indeed. Right, so there we go, almost there, almost there.
$1,000 to go.
Alright, so we've got 129 nautical miles from top of descent. Now what I'm about to show you, this I usually start at about 100, but let's buy into this extra 28 nautical miles. So what we're going to do, just to make the instruction a bit easier, so I'm going to use WebFMC. Then what we're going to do, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. You can see the two right next to each other. Why not? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to the winds. Hope we can see them. Yeah, there you go. So what we want, this is the descent winds that's given to us from SimBrief. It's in the OFP. And like you see, I mean, I just had to scroll down until I got to them. You know, so just be wary. When you take be aware that wind information, all of this, it's got its own set of where they fit in, but this is what we're looking for. We're looking for the descent winds. Are you guys ready? Can I show you quickly? Uncle John?
Yes, I'm watching avidly.
Alright, okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on descent, and then we're going to go to forecast. So we're going to enter the wind levels and also the vector data for those winds. So what we're going to do is just bump in 200. This is just me, guys. You don't have to do it this way. You can actually enter it then into the winds. 301 at 20. What I usually do, just because I'm in a hurry, is I enter all the flight levels first. Once the flight levels is in, it's just easier for me to go back and read 293 at 18 and 264 at 50. Alright, so literally this is how it is published, and this is how we're going to insert it. Now there are two other lines, your transition level, your ISA and your QNH. That is important. ISA, if you do not have SimToolkit Pro and you do not have a calculator or the formula somewhere to calculate it for you, it's not the end of the world. QNH, rather important, much more important. But because I asked Dan to put it in here and he graciously did, there's no point in not using it. So if you're using SimToolkit Pro, make sure you use your destination ISA deviation, because this is about your destination airport. All the information at the top basically is related to your destination airport itself. So we're going to enter 5/, because we want to put the QNH after the slash, and then we're just going to quickly look at the whether our QNH is 1020, so 1020. I'm going to enter that in there. Right, so that is where you get the QNH and the ISA from, partly from there and partly from your actual QNH. Right, I hope that makes sense. The next thing that we need to do is we need to go to Navigraph. We need to find the transition level, and that is usually the best place to find it is on your approach chart, right, where you've got your ILS information. There it says transition altitude is 5,000. You see there is 5,000. So if we go back to the FMC and we actually type in flight level 050 and we put it in there, now we can execute it. Alright, so the significance of doing that line comes in here. Now when you guys take off and you go through transition level, your QNH turns yellow. It warns you that you need to switch to the standard. Now what that line there is going to do for us is it's going to inversely change the green standard to a yellow, telling you to go to your QNH, your local QNH. Thanks, Christer. We'll have a look out for Lomax then. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take the QNH we've entered there, 1020, and we're actually going to dial it in standby, 1020. Alright, so the moment you pass through your transition level, and that turns yellow, all you do is you press that standard button, and it will immediately switch over to the correct QNH. And this is how it's done. Right. The other things that we need to do quickly is we need to see what is our ILS intercept altitude is 3000. So we're quickly going to dial 3000 in here. Make sure that the aircraft will descend when it's time to descend. Okay, so that is done. Just sync up with our heading there. Right, the next thing that we can do is we can go back to the progress page. So we see Devil, not a very nice name for a waypoint, but there you go, Devil, how you pronounce that one. It's just under 20 nautical miles. So at that waypoint we're going to have 4.8 tons of fuel. When we land, it's estimated we're going to have 4 tons of fuel. So there's an 800 kilogram difference, and I hope my mathematics work now. So when we go to INET reference and we subtract the 800 from there, it gives me 64.7. My calculations quick and correct. So that's 5 and 3, it's 8. That's 800 kilograms difference. We're going to put that in, and that will give us the ability to select flaps 30 or flaps 40 for your landing. You know how it works. You just double click it and puts it in the scratch pad, then it takes it to the top. Right. Let's quickly get rid of navigator. Just want to check this wind. This wind is only 7 knots, so we don't have to alter anything there. And we set. We literally set. The next thing that we want is we want the decision altitude. So if we go to the chart, Cat 1 sufficient for our landing here today. Our decision altitude is 208 feet. So we can go back to our equals and just dial in 208. Wow, jumped a bit. 208. Wolfgang, hey, good day, welcome. Thanks for subscribing. Right, so now we've got the VREF set, we've got the Barrow set, and we've also got our minimum, decision altitude, and then Barrow. Alright, the only other thing we need to do is just set up our auto brake. It's a long runway. I'm just going to use auto brake 2. Now, if we want to take it one step further, why don't we just take it one step further? Why don't we just do that? Let's get this thing going on here again.
Don't forget the ILS frequency.
No, we'll get there. Uncle John, thank you for reminding me. I did actually forget. I need to be honest. I didn't even think about it. Let's do that first. So it's 1095 and 217, but you guys should know by now that the course comes from here. This is what the Zibo wants. You cannot use the charts because the charts are new and the database inside of X-Plane is old, and this is the golden middle path, so we want to have 217. Thank you, Uncle John. Seven and 109.50. So do we have the VOR there? Yeah, but it's not in our path. Okay, so it's irrelevant. And I have to use that. Okay. Let's quickly do this. I think we said 64.7 was the gross weight. You guys remember from that line was 64.7. So let's quickly do this. Let's go to the landing performance. So we're going to use. Oh, this thing doesn't want to work if it's not in the cradle. take 22 left. The winds, let's quickly check on the winds. Angle off to 90 at 8. Slowly increasing. Right, outside air temperature will be 18. 020, gonna do flaps 30 landing. Not gonna change any of this. And then we said 64.7. Right, and that will give us our landing performance. Thank you, Krister. I know I can always count on you for the maths. Awesome having you here as well. Alright, so there it tells us auto brake 3, auto brake 2 and auto brake 1. Auto brake 2 is more than sufficient for our load and for the current conditions and so on, you know. So I'm going to stick to auto brake 2. Save some money for the company, why not? So you want me to change it? You want me to change it? I wanted to save the company some money, man. Krister, just for you, I'll change it to an auto brake 3. Not a problem. Alright, approach. The ILS 22 left. I hear you, my friend, I hear you. Ah, that should take care of everything. We've got 44 nautical miles to go, so we did it in good time, and now we can just sit back and relax a little bit. There you go, Krister, just for you, my friend. The brake 3. Yeah, I need to go and do the authors of this little section as well, yeah. I aim to please, Krister. You know what it's like here, we all help each other. There's no pride and prejudice and all kinds of other nonsense. We really just help each other. And there it crashes. Oh no, oh my soul. Explains gone. That's
God.
Nice. Ah.
Version are you on?
Sorry?
Just out of interest, which version are you on?
Vulcan. It just died. I'm waiting for the crash report to come up. Oh, I feel like crying.
Yeah, all that work.
Freaking. Oh well, you know what? We got good value out of this stream. I feel better. I think I've taught you guys a lot. I mean, the rest from now on, you all should know this by now. It's just gonna. It would have been a normal.
Normal butter.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's normal. Sorry, Krister. thrown me off there. Yeah, it's that devil thing. Yeah, it would have been just a normal ILS approach and a landing. Nothing to see there, you know, nothing spectacular I could have taught you really. But
Grab a
anyway,
copy of your log file, Nico, out of interest.
yeah, I'll send you a copy. Yes, Bjorn, what can we say? Oh, by the way, I had to wear that fancy virus mask of mine again today. It felt so funny. I had to go to a customer um, where that was a requirement. Man, it's difficult to speak with that thing, to communicate, Shame.
I'm so pleased Paul isn't here. He would have got the blame for this.
Yeah, shame. I'm still waiting. This hard drive's spinning here like nobody's business. I'm still waiting. I mean, if it all
Mind
of
you,
this.
Cody's here.
Oh.
Is that the reason?
Shame. Cody, run.
It's too hot for me to run today, my friend.
Ah, sorry to hear that. Oh, come on, man. It's still running. I don't know what it's doing. Imagine it comes back alive just now.
Somebody had a similar thing happen last night, and it never came back, but it didn't actually crash.
Yeah, it's like it's just gone into limbo. There's nothing happening. I can do nothing.
Who was that, Cody? I can't remember. Can you remember? Or can somebody?
The crash issues, right? Yeah, it was Jordan.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
No, it was somebody else last night. I was thinking Jordan's didn't crash last night.
Oh, it was Jacko.
That's right, it was Jacko. Yeah.
So what have you done, Nico? I had to close it.
No, it just went away on its own. Bjorn mentioned it was probably doing a memory dump. I tend to agree with him to an extent there. Let's quickly check this log file. What does it tell us?
Hello, all.
This
Hello.
application is pleasant.
Paul, I am so pleased you've only just arrived.
Pascal, see you later. Damn it.
Paul.
I don't know whether that's a good hello or a bad hello.
Well, Nico's flight just crashed, and I said, "I'm so pleased Paul's not here." And then you've arrived now, so we blame Cody anyway.
It's that magnetic personality, man. The machine felt Paul's vibes coming.
Oh, so sorry.
No, don't worry. You know, we're just joking, man.
Oh, so it was Paul's fault?
No, man, just a joke. No. Shame. The poor guy's going to get a complex here one of these days. We must not blame him for everything. Shame.
I quite like it, don't worry.
Okay, it's an NVIDIA issue more than anything else, guys. This is it tells you. Faulting application explain, and there the driver file repository NVG BDI-INF. This is an NVIDIA thing. Pretty sure. Because if you look at that one, that's the preceding one. NVIDIA.
Okay, which driver are you on, Nico?
Second last one, the one that's been stable. Was supposed to be fixed.
5.8?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. It's the second last one. So, what can we do? Damn.
Well, only thing was, Jordan went back to the first one that was released when 2004 came out, on the one which explained beta 14.
Yeah, that's the one I'm having. That's the one I have right now. That's what I'm on.
Okay. Oh, right.
I never updated again because remember you and I spoke about it and we
Yeah.
said there's no point in fixing something that's not broken, and
Right.
if it was
There
fixed
was
for
a
that.
ground. There was a ground handling error just before. Was it the ground handling that was struggling with the NVIDIA driver?
I don't know. I don't know. It's never happened before, not with this
Yeah, I
particular error.
appreciate. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so I don't know. It's news to me. New.
Hmm.
Anyway, gents, I'm not gonna start this flight now again. It's after 8 p.m. now. I'm just gonna relax, Mac. You and I can have our chat, and gents, we'll see you tomorrow probably again. You guys go enjoy yourself. Have a nice rest of your day or evening wherever you are. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Nico. Good effort.